Welcome to Road to Billions podcast, the mentality of an entrepreneur. With your host, Moise Bertrand.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your host, Moise Bertrand, Road to Billions podcast. It's been an amazing journey, you guys, and I want to say thank you to every last one of you guys who's been listening, tuning in on the podcast, and of course, subscribing. Now, it's a new year. We're in the year 2026, and it's a lot of things to gear towards yourself this year. I want you guys to spearhead your goals and also being serious about it. You know what I mean? This is not a year for you to be lackadaisical, taking your foot off the gas and just, gliding through it. This is a year for things to unravel and work out in your best interest. You know what I mean? So I want you guys to have the best income, the best car, the best lifestyle, the best whatever you want to call it. And really just making that happen, making that into existence. You know what I mean? And I want you guys to make a vision board. With that being said, make sure you really stay on that path of being true to yourself and also your journey. Now, I'm going to keep it real, man. I was dealing with a lot of stuff in this real estate over these past couple months, and one of which was just taking people's word for it, right? Taking people's word for it does not fly. It does not fly anymore because the way it's set up is, man, I'd rather have contracts. Yeah, I know we cool. Yeah, I know you did work for me in the past, but those verbal agreements, man, it's caused so much confusion. And what people don't understand is that causes a lot of problems, right? When people assume, when people don't communicate, when things aren't written out, it causes a lot of those problems amongst the job, amongst the workers. So I tell people all the time, let's just write it down. Let's write it down, let's sign on it, and let's make it a real agreement. And people are susceptible to do it. People not saying, "Oh no, I'm not going to do it." No, people do it. You know what I'm saying? But it's the fact that I'd rather establish that, but before anything, before any deal is done, before any deal starts, before any money is exchanged, just make sure everybody just cross all their T's and dot all their I's, right? And make sure everybody's responsible for their better half and, their portion of the work. So I tell people all the time, man, there's nothing wrong with just getting contracts with people you always been doing business with. It's nothing malicious. It's nothing like intimidation. It's nothing like bullying. It's nothing like untrustworthiness. You know what I'm saying? Like dishonesty. It's just more so just saying, hey, bro, we have a clear understanding. And if anything was to take off or anything was to take place, at least we know what we agreed to. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that we look for problems. It's that we look to prevent them. And preventing problems is the biggest, problem solver. Preventing the problems, right? Because majority of the problems come from not having things in place that protects not only the problem. What I'm trying to say is you want to have precursors. You want to have precautions. You know what I'm saying? You won't have people running into the airport with guns that make it past TSA because they already had to go through TSA, the metal scanner. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to go on the plane with a damn gun because all the precautions have been taken up in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing is like business. We just write down the contract. We get things done. When people get married, we're binding this agreement. We're binding this marriage. And it's a contract. You know what I'm saying? It's recognized by everybody. And people, what I'm trying to say is people who are not used to doing business a certain way, they always think text messages and, shaking on things will work out. And that will make the deal a lot worse. Because I remember I was doing a job with somebody and they literally invoiced me $800, right? They didn't even send me the invoice. It said, yeah, I'll do it for $800. This was in person, right? And I double backed 2 weeks later and I was like, hey, you ready to start the work? He was like, yeah, what price I told you again? I said, $800. He said, did I send you an invoice for that? I said, nah, you told me in person. He was like, dang, bro, I must have forgot because I don't remember telling you that. Okay. So now I'm a little skeptic about working with you because You could have been like, well, if I did tell you 800, then 800 it is. But he went ahead and say, oh, nah, bro, I'm never gonna lie to you. I can't even do it for 800. I don't even know why I even told you 800. I don't know where you even got that from. I said, so what you gonna do it for? $1,350. I said, yeah, it's all right, man. It's cool. I found somebody to do the work for $650. What I'm trying to say is, it wasn't that he was trying to tax me. It wasn't that he was trying to be malicious. Or maybe he was. Maybe I'm wrong, right? But what I do know is it took a lot more money to find somebody than to work with him directly. Because I still wasted time finding somebody. You know what I'm saying? When I say time, I mean the time lapse of the house being vacant. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to find people who was reasonable with their prices because I had a budget. But he was already in the back of my mind when I noticed when he gave me that first quote. I was like, well, I'm going to still look around. And if he has the best quote, then I'm going to rock with him. But at the same time, I was still gathering some funds so I could set aside to be able to pay for this job as well. So I was still looking around. Don't get me wrong, but I still kept his number in the back of my mind because I don't forget. I don't forget shit. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. I don't forget. And that was one of the biggest things I was taken away from that situation because I remember he was like, oh, if I did tell you, bro, I don't know why I even told you that. And I was like, damn. So I always tell people, man, it's always good to have invoices. It's always good to have memos. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you send people money, whenever you're requesting money. And like I said, if messages are the only thing you can really do, then this make sure is read and comprehended by both parties. But nowadays, it's so much technology out there that it's like you can't fuck yourself up. You know what I'm saying? You can ask ChatGPT to write you up a contract. You can use Rocket Lawyer. You can use DocuSign. You know what I'm saying? So you have all these resources, all these tools in order to sufficiently and efficiently to get deals done. You know, you even have Square if you do daily payments as far as sending invoices or collecting credit cards on there. You have Square where it allows you to make contracts directly from the app now. You no longer have to create a separate contract. I always do my own contracts. You know what I'm saying? I make sure I kind of make those a thing. But when you run a generic contract, they have those on there as well. And they know the reason why they have that on there. You know, you can't really lie about somebody because you can send anybody an invoice. But the minute somebody signs a contract and everything else is done. You know what I'm saying? So we good to go on that. Like I said, it's always a learning thing. It's a journey. And I've been learning a lot, man. I've been implementing contracts with everything I do now. I mean, I got freaking folders full of contracts, right? And is this more so something I look at like, damn, these are deals that I did. This is contracts that I did with people. These are reimbursements I sent back. These are wires I did this and that. You know what I'm saying? This is everything that I'm doing. And I love it. You know, it tells a story about my life. But I tell people, man, the biggest thing you want to do is just work with people who you not only is not going to value just money, because money is one thing, but that's going to really value the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't tax people sometimes just because I know me taxing you may just put a bad taste in your mouth, or that could have been all you really had. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to continue to call me back for more business. I want you to tell me, hey, you know, you did that last house for me. It was really amazing. Like it came out really good. And I need you to do another house for me. And therefore I do it. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people all the time, man, let's get it done. Let's not fuck around. Let's be blessed. And let's chase the dreams that we have for ourselves. I mean, at the end of the day, we all want to do something that we all want to do. Whether or not we talk about it, whether or not we pursue it, we all want to do something, right? And I'm not referring to work. I'm saying something that makes you happy, whether it's traveling, whether it's doing hair, whether it's just eating. Everybody want to do something. So in order to do that, that's a contract to your life that you have to make an agreement with. You're going to try to keep yourself happy, right? You're going to try to do these things, but you have to make a contract with yourself. And you're going to get that contract signed by yourself. And that contract is gonna get done because you're still gonna have fun. So your contract of your life is, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much work you put in, your contract of life is saying, I'm still gonna go out, I'm still gonna eat what I want to eat, I still am gonna travel. That's a contract that you made to yourself. That's a rule. That's something you set a standard for. It don't matter what's going on in life. I'm still going to travel. I'm still going to do what I got to do. That's a real contract. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at business the same thing. This is what I do. This is what you do. We come down the middle and we mutually agree. This is what we see each other doing. You know what I'm saying? And then we agree on that and we go ahead back in our lives and we take care of our parts. And I tell people, man, business could be so smooth when people aren't trying to fuck you over. But the people who gonna fuck you over is not the people who look like they're gonna fuck you over. It's the people with the suits. You know, it's the people that's working behind the computer doing numbers. And everybody has somebody who they probably ran into that did them some bullshit, right? It doesn't mean that they probably did it maliciously. They probably did it maliciously. Whatever the story was, your best bet now is to learn. Because everybody got screwed in real estate, whether you're buying a house, selling a house, contractors doing bad business, you buying a house and, you know, it's not what you thought it was. Is this a lot that goes into it? Everybody been having that short end of the stick. But what makes you better, what makes you accelerate faster is learning these lessons at an early age, learning these experiences and making a contract to yourself saying, I'm going to make sure I do my due diligence next time. I'm going to make sure my part of this work of this industry is to research as much as possible, do my due diligence, put in many offers in, and cross all my T's, dot all my I's, have contracts with everybody, have agreements, have dates, have project timelines, you know, have pay rates. These are things that I skipped over in the past. You might be like, damn, how do you skip over these things? You know, you gotta understand, over time, you still get a little lackadaisical. And I had to really check myself. I'm like, you know what, Mo? I need to go back to the basics. I need to go back to bookkeeping where I'm not going to just send people Zelle no more. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bro, yeah, I'm going to do this for $150. Oh, and when we get on the phone, oh, I found another problem. It's going to be $400. You didn't text me that. We didn't talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Why did you have to call me to tell me that? Why we even could have put that in the agreement somewhere saying, listen, this is the base and anything extra is, you know, probably 30% more, or you know, you can't charge me $300 more, $200 more for some shit that I don't even know the real price for. So we have to be able to outline everything in these contracts. You know, you're not doing the work that you need to be done. You're not done with the work by a certain time. Contract. You know what I'm saying? I paid for 2 people. You only work with one. You only working by yourself. Contract. That's not in the contract. I paid for 2 people. Why are you taking all the 2 people money if you said you was gonna do the work? If you was gonna do the work by yourself, you know what I'm saying? It's all the little smart things people try to do to get around certain things, but you got to be able to catch it. And once people know that you're not the one to be fucked with, like a 50 Cent type person. No, he got contracts. He got all this shit. He got me submitted driver's license, tag, card, all that shit. At that point, we working on it and we get it done, man. So that's the only thing I just wanted to let you guys know. Get contracts for everybody you work with. I don't care how much you like them. I don't care how much you trust them. I don't care how much history you have with them. I don't care what you've seen them do for everybody else. You and them are not going into business. And business is ruthless. It could get real nasty. It could get real dirty. And I'm not really the type to like to get dirty, but I don't have a problem getting my hands dirty also. So just the way I tell people, man, just be more mindful about how you work things, how you word things, what you sign, and what you invest your time into, because all of this is, like I said, is a journey, you know. So once again, man, just always do contracts. Don't do no signings on like in person, like shaking hands and talking through it. No, we're gonna put it on paper. We're gonna get it signed, and that's that. If you don't want to get it signed, you don't want to do the business, it's cool. We don't gotta work. But if you want to do the work, let's get that contract signed. Let's get things moving, and let's get this money, man. So once again, I appreciate you guys for listening to Roll the Business Podcast. It's been an amazing journey. If you guys haven't already, subscribe, rate, and review the episodes, man, my other episodes. And just, you know, show love, man. If you have any questions, show me, shoot me a DM on Instagram at billionaire_moist. And most importantly, man, keep God first.